Afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the EPFA Home Nations Invitational here at the Ards Blair Main Wellbeing and Leisure Complex in Newton Ards, Northern Ireland, just outside of Belfast, for our third fixture of the day. We have hosts Northern Ireland facing England. In our earlier fixtures, Northern Ireland unfortunately lost 2-1 to a very impressive Scotland side, and England sailed to a 4-0 victory over Ireland. Just to talk you through the team lineups of Northern Ireland. I can hear you're playing me somewhere. Ed Common will be wanting to add to his tally of 2 earlier goals, and Northern Ireland will be hoping to contain this impressive attacking England side here this afternoon. As I mentioned, they lost 2-1 to Scotland earlier. Didn't come out the traps quick enough. And 2 first half goals from Scotland eventually sealed their defeat, but in the second half they were much improved, and they'll be looking to adopt that similar approach in this fixture, whether it was nerves or the occasion. It's safe to say that England are arguable tournament favourites, so a tough fixture for Northern Ireland, having lost that earlier one to Scotland. As the teams just line up. Go through the few, just getting the photographer to capture this impressive occasion here in Northern Ireland as the teams shake hands, ready for this third fixture of the EPFA Home Nations Invitational, sanctioned by FIFA and partnered by UEFA. Once again, joined by Brian Dix.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Glad to be back. Had a nice little lunch break. The temperature dropped in the hall, so we're going to put the heat on a little bit to make players more comfortable. And it should heat up generally now because people are all back in their seats. So we should be good to go.
Just to run you through Northern Ireland's team once again prior to kick-off. In goal, Sean Mckinney. In front of him, Scott Hilland, and 2 wingers of Jason Browning and Patrick Kamiski. For England, The familiar face of Chris Gordon in goal. John Balding just in front. Ed Common and Brad Bates on either wing. The referees have their final discussion prior to this third fixture of the tournament. The central referee for this fixture is Gillian Galloway. Assistant referees in Tony Christensen and Remy Simon. And our fourth assistant referee is Paul Pearson. Pretty much set to go. Thoughts on this one, Bri?
Unfortunately, having seen the way England played earlier, and even though they're not up to full speed, I think this should still be a comfortable England win. I would probably think, 3 or 4 now. I'd love to see the Northern Ireland get a goal or two. It'd be fantastic for the game. But I just see England just being too strong.
Teams just going through their final few training drills. Be sure to join us this afternoon for our fourth and final fixture of the day, when Scotland, buoyed from an earlier win over Northern Ireland, take on the Republic of Ireland. Promises to be another action-packed fixture. Huge thank you to all joining us on our YouTube and Facebook streams. We hope you're enjoying today's action and today's coverage of the EPFA Home Nations Invitational. Please continue to like and share our links to get this amazing sport to as many people as possible. As I mentioned earlier, there's a huge row of bleacher seating behind us, filled with the fans of England, Scotland, Ireland and Northern Ireland, as Scott Hilland and John Balding just come in the centre for the coin flip. Final formalities before we are underway. Coaches Colin Gordon and Michael Hilland giving their teams the final instructions.
The referees and linesmen have the final check up on their kit to make sure it's all comms working. Back to the referee and back to the fourth official to make sure we're ready to go. Sorry for the late delay in kickoff.
So our referee Gillian Galloway just calls John Balding in to get us underway and blows our whistles for this EPFA Home Nations Invitational fixture between Northern Ireland and England. Miscommunication between Browning and Hilland right off the bat there. They'll want to iron that out when they settle into this fixture, not allow any sloppy 2-on-1s that England can capitalise on. Browning just trying to limit the space and opportunities of the captain, John Baldwin. Apologies if a red card graphic has appeared. Please disregard that. Ed Common on the left-hand wing. Reverse spin kick. Couldn't find one of his fellow players, and it's intercepted well by Patrick Mckinney. Resulting corner kick finds Chris Gordon. Over to John Baldwin. Ed Common going to try and pick it off to Brad Bates on the right wing. He has to leave that to Ed Common. John Baldwin over to Brad Bates on the right hand wing.
3 in the box, well spotted by the officials.
John Baldwin to take the resulting free kick. Brad Bates to his right, Ed Common to his left. Ed Common, having scored 2 in the earlier fixture against Ireland, would love more here today. Almost finds him. Crucial interception by Scott Hilland to prevent an England attack. Common tries to catch the Northern Ireland defence unaware there. Eventually goes all the way back to Chris Gordon, the most defensive England player. Over to Brad Bates. Heavy contact there from Browning.
I think Bates just got in before him, to be fair. Referee just having a quiet word with Mr. Bates.
Indeed. Sean Mckinney to take the resulting free kick. Has to be aware of Brad Bates. He'll be looking to intercept if possible. Unfortunately goes straight out of play for an England kick-in. John Baldwin. Back to Gordon, over to Common on this left-hand side. Just cushions it into the side of his chair, rotates slightly and maintains his attack on the wing. Can he pick out a pass? Well intercepted by Mckinney. Then Comiskey. Over to Baldwin, too much pace. Gordon can't quite get a hold of it and it goes out for a Northern Ireland kick-in. Much brighter start for Northern Ireland in this game when compared to the Scottish one earlier. Browning can't get a hold of it. Ed Common advances, met by Scott Hilland. Seems to almost breeze through him. Can he guide it over to Baldwin? Over to Bates. If he can, well blocked by Scott Hilland to prevent the reverse spin kick shot from John Baldwin. Bates to the kick in, all the way back to Gordon. Supported by John Baldwin. She lets it run across his chair. Can't quite get a hold of it to guide the pass over to Brad Bates. And the referee awards a 2-on-1 eventually.
Yeah, no advantage. She tried to play advantage, but there was no advantage to be made by the England team.
Brad Bates trying to establish a connection with his left-hand winger, Ed Common. It's a good pass there from Chris Gordon. If Ed Common can keep it in, unfortunately he can't. Good. Better organisation from Northern Ireland, limiting the space of a very potent attack. Scott Hilland's going to try and advance. He's done well to get to the left-hand side. John's right, but John's Baldwin straight back, battling away for possession. Loose ball, they have to be careful about encroaching on the ball. Jason Browning resumes the attack for Northern Ireland. He's got Scott Hilland in support. Chris Gordon intercepts the initial challenge. Has to be careful there, Scott Hilland, and his wayward pass eventually goes out for an England corner.
Yeah, I think similar to the first game England played in, at the moment they're a bit at assault. Pass isn't quite getting to the mark, but they're still strong. They're still very good at what they do.
Common fires the corner into the side of John Bolden, but he couldn't get the angle to fashion a shot. Just communicating with his left-hand winger. His preference to where he would have wanted that corner. The resulting kick-in will be taken by Jason Browning. Fairly packed in, the Northern Ireland players there. They have to be careful. Jason Browning gets the ball back off Comiskey. Well work. Bolden over to his goalkeeper, Chris Gordon. Does well to see off the defence of Jason Browning. A pick off from Ed Common over to John Bolden. Eventually finds its way to Ed Common on the left-hand side. And Brad Bates was unfortunately on his way over to that right wing, but not quite in that zone.
Ed's ball through was like a bullet. You know, to get to that ball, it would have been quite dramatic. So yeah, but great to see England putting some passes together.
Superb initial pass from Chris Gordon in that attacking phase. All it really takes is one killer pass to put your team in a real promising attacking position. It's a deep kick in there. And once again, forceful contact from Brad Bates has resulted in a Northern Ireland free kick. He's already had a word from the referee. He'll have to be careful.
Yeah. It's just the way England play. I mean, even though they're deep in the Irish half, they're still pushing up on them.
Sean Mckinney into Hilland. Not much direction on his pass, and John Bolden receives it over to Ed Common. Just trickles to the left-hand side of the post. A real chance there for England. We saw them score 2 goals in similar fashion against the Republic of Ireland. They've established a real connection at international level, despite being rivals in the English National League. Referee, despite the flag being waved by our assistant referee on the right-hand side, play was initially allowed to continue, but it's brought back.
Yeah, it's a strange one because they had the advantage and they were still playing. I would at least let them play at the advantage, but referee decides to bring it back. I think the linesman helped to make that decision.
Common over to John Bolden. Can't get the purchase on the ball to force a shot and test Sean Mckinney in the Northern Ireland goal. Goal kick. Brad Bates very high up. Sean Mckinney's got the option of Comiskey to his right. Fairly risky, so he's probably going to opt for Hilland in the middle. But he's well marked by John Bolden. Ed Common comes to intercept. That's a good goal kick from Sean Mckinney just to relieve the pressure on the Northern Ireland defence. And that was really close. Scott Hilland getting a little nick. Could have forced an opportunity or even a goal for our hosts here. Oh, superb from Ed Common just to feint and rotate to see off Patrick Comiskey. And the Northern Ireland number 9 would be happy that he recovered to prevent a further attack. John Bolden to take the kick in. Comfortably back to his keeper, Chris Gordon. Brad Bates with the pick off to John Bolden. John Bolden didn't have much direction on his pass, but a nick off Jason Browning's chair allows Brad Bates to resume attack. Browning just trying to limit Bolden's options. Comiskey has to be aware of Ed Common, just finds the space to get a pass over to Chris Gordon. This is nice passing work if Ed Common can fashion a shot. Bolden over to Ed Common. Back to Bolden. Can he find Bates? He does. Can't quite guide the shot in. Sean Mckinney there to see out the attempt at goal, and an England corner kick will be the result. England really producing some fantastic passing. Brad Bates on that right wing will be frustrated. Comiskey tries to see off Bolden on the right side. Referee allows that to continue. Healthy contact. John Bolden tries to pick out Ed Common on the left-hand side. Intercepted by Hillen. Now Comiskey battles Bolden. Bolden's got wingers either side. He's picked out Common on the left. Intercepted by Mckinney. High intensity game. Really, really intriguing. Much better from our hosts. Ed Common. Back to Gordon. Into Bolden. Back to Gordon. Over to Common. Really nice fluid passing. McKinney has to block it. Bolden's there to pressure. Comiskey guides it over to Browning. Misplaced pass. Allows Bolden to pick out Common. Over to Bates. Back to Bates via Bolden. Bolden will have a shot now into the side of McKinney's chair. Really intense game. It's good work from the Northern Ireland number 9. And it goes out for a Northern Ireland kick in. Great work.
Yeah, great work for both sides. Some great defending by Ireland, and England not quite getting the attack where they wanted to do, but still lots of pressure being made.
Really attacking game. Northern Ireland's defence just as impressive as England's attack. Both cancelling each other out currently, but we know it can change in a second. The quality in that England side. As Ed Common just tries to guide it down the line, prevented by Scott Hilland, and it goes out for an England kick in, rightfully so. Common has the option of his two most defensive players. He opts for the keeper, Gordon. Over to Bolden. Just takes a nick off Comiskey's chair, which allows Brad Bates into the game. Good passing play. Crucial interception by Scott Hilland. Otherwise, it was a sure open goal for Ed Common on the left-hand side. Great support from behind us.
To be fair, though, Ireland's playing really well. Defending it really, really well. Good in numbers.
And loving the spectacle that we're currently watching. Bolden, back to Gordon. Over to Bates. Controls it. Miscommunication allows Comiskey to come and start an attack for our hosts. He evades Chris Gordon. He has no support currently. Browning's trying to get in an attacking position, but Bolden intercepts and sets away Brad Bates. He has Ed Common to his left. Bolden trying to make up some ground in the centre. Intercepted eventually by Scott Hilland. End-to-end stuff. Bolden down to Bates. Back to Bolden. Back to Bates. Puts it in the space. Allows Bolden to have a shot. Blocked by McKinney. Browning's just going to shield that now. 2-on-1. It looks like Brad Bates and John Bolden.
Not quite sure where that 2-on-1 come from, but obviously from the referee.
So respite for the Northern Ireland defence temporarily as McKinney sets away Scott Hilland, met by John Bolden, intercepts almost immediately. He has wingers either side if he can find Ed Common on his left. Has an attempt at go, but Sean McKinney
defending so well at the moment, the Irish. Very, very well. Very experienced defending. Obviously well trained.
Blocked again by McKinney. Comiskey's going to try and get into England's half. Ed Common with the pick-off down to Brad Bates. Rotated spin kick into Ed Common. Blocked by Hilland. Now they're going to have a chance to attack. Bolden has more pace. We'll meet that ball first. 5 minutes remaining. Northern Ireland 0, England 0. This EPFA Home Nations Invitational fixture. This has been one of the most enjoyable games so far. Such high intensity from both sides as Boulding tries to set away, but it's intercepted by Northern Ireland, and they go 1-0 up. Huge mistake from England, but massive from the hosts to capitalise. 1-0 Northern Ireland, the crowd go crazy, and England have to chase this game. 4 minutes remaining in this first half. Do they have an answer?
Well, you can't say that chances have been made by both sides, but Ireland at the moment not just defending but attacking well. Yes, it was a mistake by England that led to the goal, but
Common sets away Boulding. Back to Common. Miscommunication between the officials. I'm not sure what is being discussed.
The whistle went. I think there was a chair clash, but I didn't think there was too much in that. I don't think from what we've seen so far.
So a real opportunity here for England to have an immediate reply to an impressive Northern Ireland goal. Boulding fires it over to Bates, met by Mckinney, prevents the attack from England, and it eventually goes out for a Northern Ireland goal kick. What a game. You can probably hear the fantastic support from the bleacher seats behind us. 3 minutes remaining. They'd love to see this 1-0 lead into the half-time interval as Hillen can't quite get a hold of the ball and it goes out for an England kick-in. They have the game to chase. Referee Colin Gordon signalling down the referee to make a substitution. It looks like Marcus Harrison, the scorer of 2 goals in an earlier game against Ireland, is going to enter the field of play in place of Brad Bates. He'll be disappointed with his exit. But England have a game to chase now. They must feel they're more effective with Marcus Harrison. Ed Common, pick off over to Marcus Harrison for his first involvement in the game. Met by Mckinney once again. He's been superb all fixture. 2 minutes remaining. Can they see this victory, this 1-0 lead into the half-time break? Well played by Comiskey to block Gordon's pass on the left-hand wing.
Every block and pass and pick-off made by the Irish is being received with great applause by their fellow followers up in the stands here. It's really good to see. Common
going to try and chase that down. Met by Mckinney. Little bit of miscommunication in the Northern Ireland defence there.
Yeah, the chair just come out.
And the referee does. Mckinney. It came out the box. Sean Mckinney. So all the while there is 2 defensive players in the penalty box. They're allowed a third to hover just on the outside. But as soon as one player comes out of that penalty box, 2-on-1 can be allowed as Gordon picks out Harrison. Spin kick into the side of McKinney's chair. There to block it once again. Gordon trying to get something going. Goes back to Boulding. Comiskey's going to try and pressure. This is where a similar sort of way that Northern Ireland got their earlier goal. We're in the last minute of the first half. Boulding. Great battle with Patrick Comiskey. Just preventing the England captain from attacking. Great work. Boulding eventually sees off a pass to Marcus Harrison on the left-hand wing. Guides it back to Gordon. Pick off to Boulding. Back to Gordon. Guides it down the line to Marcus Harrison, who just cushions it with the back of his chair. Met by Mckinney. Gordon. Back to Boulding. Back to Gordon. Harrison on the wing. Pick off to John Boulding. Can he set away Ed Common on the right-hand wing? He has a go at goal. Scott Hillen's there to meet it. Intense from England. Ed Common tries to pick it off to Harrison, but intercepted by Mckinney. Gordon into Boulding. Met by Browning. Can he limit the space? A pick off from Marcus Harrison has a go at goal. Mckinney prevents the chance. Superb defending from the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, and the referee blows his whistle for the half-time break. Amazing first half. Northern Ireland 1, England 0. I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as we are, but we're going to regroup. Join us shortly for the second half of Northern Ireland versus England. Welcome back, everybody, to this EPFA Home Nations Invitational fixture between Northern Ireland and England. I'm happy to say I've regrouped after what was an unbelievable first half. Northern Ireland currently lead England by 1-0. A single Patrick Kaminsky goal separate the sides. Arguably the fixture of the tournament so far, and we've only had 3.
I don't know. I think it's got some way to beat the last one, to be fair, so far. The heating has been put up because some of the players were feeling a little bit on the chilly side.
Looks like we're going to be unchanged. The England 4 in Chris Gordon, John Baldwin, Ed Common and Marcus Harrison just having their discussions on the court. It was a very enthusiastic, is probably the word I'd use, team talk from Colin Gordon in the England half. More subdued on the Northern Ireland side. But they're just getting their final instructions, what it would mean to them if they could see out this victory over England. Especially considering that earlier defeat to Scotland. Once again, thank you to all joining us via our YouTube and Facebook streams. Your support, as always, is incredibly appreciated as our officials make their way onto the field of play to kick us off for this second half. Here at the Ardsblair Main Wellbeing and Leisure Complex in Newton Ards, Northern Ireland. The referee, Gillian Galloway, just the final checks, making sure the goalpost. Before we're underway, it looks like Scott Hilland has come over to take the kick-off for Northern Ireland. Unchanged from both sides. Scott Hilland gets us underway. Straight into Marcus Harrison, over to Baldwin. Back to Harrison. Misplaced kick. Results in a Northern Ireland kick-in. Halfway into the Northern Ireland half. Be taken by the goal scorer, Kaminsky. He's got Hilland in a central role in a good amount of space. Browning just down the wing. He opts for Browning, just cushions it into the side of his chair. Invites the pressure from Baldwin, who takes hold of the ball. Baldwin picks it off, over to a Common. Intercepted by Browning superbly well. Kept in well by Chris Gordon. Back to Baldwin. Tries to guide it over to a Common on the right-hand wing. Over to Baldwin. Can he guide it over to Marcus Harrison? He can't, unfortunately. Intercepted by Mckinney, who played superbly well in that first half. Baldwin sees off the challenge of Kaminsky. He's got Marcus Harrison to his left. Ed Common well marked to his right. He's going to have to opt for Marcus Harrison. Intercepted by Kaminsky. The ball just gets trapped between the two chairs.
Yeah, just an overzealous challenge from Kaminsky. He didn't really mean it, but too forceful on the ball.
Resulting free kick will be taken by Marcus Harrison. Just rotates it into the side of Baldwin's chair. Over to Common. Intercepted and cleared by Kaminsky, then followed up by Browning. Now with Gordon. Common into Harrison. Harrison now the most defensive England player. Baldwin just lets it run into the side of his chair. Gordon occupying the left wing. Guides it over to Gordon. Commons at the back post. Can't quite get the accuracy to find that equaliser. Really well worked from Chris Gordon on that left wing. Unfamiliar place for him. But it just speaks volumes as to the quality in this England side as Marcus Harrison reverses into the chair, reverses into the ball to guide the ball over to the line to draw England level. Fairly underwhelming for the Northern Ireland team.
Some of the Irish team didn't realise the ball went between the posts.
Yeah. No, I think it caught them
out.
Caught them unaware, and unfortunately that allows England back into the game. Scott Hillen to take the kick-off. Comiskey. Into Bolden. Over to Marcus Harrison, the goal scorer. The space was prevented by Sean McKinney, the number 12 for Northern Ireland.
Good bit of play between the two English players, forcing the Irish back and getting a kick in just off the outline.
4 minutes gone. Northern Ireland 1, England 1. Gordon down the line to Marcus Harrison. Met by Comiskey. Sees off his challenge. He's got Bolden in the middle. If he can find the space to produce the pass. Comiskey just trying to drive to the left of Gordon. Common over to Harrison. Back to Gordon. All the way back to Bolden. Comfortable in possession in his defensive half. And Harrison unable to keep the ball in play, and it goes out for a Northern Ireland kick-in. Comiskey to take. Down to Browning. All the way through to Harrison. Eventually ends up with Bolden, intercepted by Hilland. He's going to Bolden over to Common. Just patiently waits for the ball to reach that bottom right corner. Gordon's in support. Browning's going to try and limit the England keeper's options. Gordon fires it across the box. Met by Comiskey. Very defensive formation from Northern Ireland. They're trying to contain this lead, so Patrick Comiskey's fairly isolated in attacking phases. And he's done superbly well there to maintain that attack. He's still going. Met by Bolden. He's going to try and just get his chair round to the left to prevent Bolden from advancing up the court. Referee allows advantage with Bolden. Brings it back for that contact. And play will resume with an England free kick.
I think the England players would have preferred the advantage to be played.
Bolden airing some of his frustration at the lack of advantage played. Play will resume with a direct free kick. Just in the Northern Ireland half. Be taken by Gordon. He has the options of Bolden and Harrison to his left. Common fairly well marked by Jason Browning on the right. Opts for Marcus Harrison in a world of space on the left. Back to Bolden. Can he produce a shot? Fires it over to Common at the back post. And Scott Hilland drove forward to limit the space at the near post, leaving a world of space behind him for Common to guide the ball home to put England in the lead. Unfortunate for Northern Ireland, but England will make you pay from set pieces. Common tries to find Harrison, intercepted by Hilland. Browning will try and limit the space of John Baldwin. Huge credit to Patrick Comiskey all game. Been relentless in badgering them England defenders.
Yeah, he's played really well, to be fair.
Baldwin over to Common. Over to Marcus Harrison at the left-hand post. He puts England 3-1 up. I believe it's his 4th goal of the day and the tournament so far. Back to the England we know, producing free-flowing, attacking football.
You'll probably see now a couple of England substitutes coming up.
The England players did extremely well to draw Scott Hilland, the captain, out of his defensive box, which allowed that space for Marcus Harrison to slot home England's 3rd. Harrison back to Baldwin, over to Gordon, fires it into the side of Sean McKinney's chair. Too much pace for Patrick Comiskey, and it will go out for an England kick-in. And as you've just said, Brian, it looks like we're going to get those substitutions. But Matt Francis will be playing a more attacking role, as he's not adorning that bright yellow goalkeeper jersey. He leaves the field of play for John Baldwin, and Sam Smith comes on for Marcus Harrison. Looks like Matt Francis will resume that central role vacated by John Baldwin. His first involvement is a kick-in into the side of Gordon. Picks out Smith, met by Comiskey. Ten minutes remaining. Northern Ireland 1, England 3. Marcus Harrison with 2, Ed Common with 1. Gordon fires it over to Ed Common. He finds his teammate Sam Smith on the left-hand side. They're going to recycle. Gordon intercepted by Comiskey once again. It looks like there's going to be a bit too much pace on that ball to guide it goal-bound. And unfortunately, rolls out for an England goal kick. Gordon into Matt Francis, met by Patrick Comiskey. Bypasses him. He's got Sam Smith to the left, Ed Common to the right. It's patient play from Matt Francis. Manages to generate a powerful pass, but Patrick Comiskey intercepts and will try and set Northern Ireland away. As has been the theme of this game, he's very isolated in attack. But he's doing a fantastic job nonetheless. Just got one man to beat. And Common just comes to fill the void, vacated by Chris Gordon, and he'll be there to sweep up.
Well
Superb
played.
work from Ed Common, just to feint him and go to the left. I think Patrick Comiskey was expecting him to go to the right. Smith can't quite generate the pass to free away Ed Common, allowing the impressive Patrick Comiskey to attack. He's going to try and limit the pass, and that set piece is a credit to Patrick Comiskey and his impressive defensive work, trying to set Northern Ireland away. Not sure that is an England kick-in.
No, it didn't.
Looks like we're going to get a substitution prior to this. Jamie Rogan enters the field of play for his first appearance of the day in place of number 7, Jason Browning. England will resume play with a kick-in. The referee must have seen something that we didn't. Kaminsky ready. Common picks out Smith, fires it into the side of Sean McKinney's chair. Now a pick off of Matt Francis, sets away Chris Gordon. Fairly condensed in that Northern Ireland defensive box. Can't quite get a hold of it. Goes out for a Northern Ireland kick in. Looks like it will be Jamie Rogan's first involvement of the game. He's got the options of Scott Hilland and Patrick Kaminsky just either side. He opts for the latter. Guides it down the wing, intercepted by Common. Goes all the way back to Gordon, who fires it to the left-hand side to try and pick out Sam Smith, but too much pace, and it eventually goes out of play. Scott Hilland and Sam Smith battling away. Eventually goes out for an England kick-in. 6.5 minutes remaining. Northern Ireland 1, England 3, sorry. Slight adjustment from the linesman. Following a conversation with the referee, and it'll go out for a Northern Ireland kick-in, as opposed to an England one, which Sean McKinney will come over to take. But we're going to get another substitution for our host, Northern Ireland. They're going to switch goalkeepers. Don't think it will be at this interval. Chris Gordon into Matt Francis. No one there to receive the pass. Just comes off the back of Ed Common's chair.
Yeah, a bit of a misunderstanding there. Now they're going to make some substitutions. Ed's coming off.
So Ed Common leaves the field of play in place of Dan Rigby. Another goal for the England number 4. Patrick Kaminsky with the kick in for Northern Ireland. He's got Scott Hilland in a nice amount of space in the centre. Limited by Matt Francis. He's going to try and guide the ball over to Jamie Rogan on the right hand side, but Matt Francis prevents it and sets away. Forceful from Matt Francis, just rotating into the side of Scott Hilland's chair. The referee deems it too forceful and play will resume with a direct free kick. Referee just readjust, hadn't blown a whistle. So Scott Hilland will retake into the side of Rogan. Fairly wayward pass puts Scott Hilland under pressure. No England players really attacking though, so he's given the time and the space in the centre of the pitch. Matt Francis eventually making his way over. He intercepts, driven shot into the side of Sean McKinney. He goes out for an England kick-in. Gordon will take. Sam Smith down the line, who he tries to find. Well limited by Patrick Kaminsky. He's done that so effectively all game. He has some support this time though. Jamie Rogan fairly advanced on the left-hand side. Scott Hilland in support in the centre. Scott Hilland's probably going to have to resume the defensive duties here. Francis, back to Gordon. Back to Francis. Just sees it over to Dan Rigby for his first involvement of the game. Back to Matt Francis. Rigby now. Powerful rotated pass. Finds Gordon, but Gordon can't quite get the direction to see it over to Sam Smith. Francis, over to Rigby. Pick off. Back to Francis. Back to Rigby. Smith out with an option now. Dan Rigby in the back post. Sean McKinney limits the opportunity. Great football there from England. Sam Smith. Scott Hilland will try and get Northern Ireland away. Slight deflection, sets away Sam Smith. Looks like we've got three in the box. 3 defensive players from Northern Ireland, all within the box. And play will resume with a free kick. Two minutes remaining. Northern Ireland 1, England 3. Huge opportunity for them to register their 4th goal of the game here with a set piece, which will be taken by Matt Francis. Sam Smith in some good space on the left-hand side. If he can find him, he's just going to position himself between the chairs of Hilland and Mckinney. Gordon now on the left. They've overloaded Northern Ireland. They do that so effectively. Typically teams would only have one player in the box. England overload to create that space.
They're finally making their substitution now, Ireland.
As you said, we're finally getting our substitution. It's going to be the ever-impressive Sean McKinney leaving the field of play. A huge congratulations on him for a fantastic performance. Commiserations about the goals he scored. And Dyer Gorman enters the field of play with a huge grinning smile on his face. He was part of the development squad here in April, and he's going to play a role here today. Final minute of the fixture. Sam Smith battling away with Patrick Comiskey. All England players very advanced, looking to just kill off this game. Matt Francis now is going to have a go at goal. Over to Sam Smith, creates the overload and the space. Can't quite get the shot goal bound. Dan Rigby to open his account for England. Can't quite do it on that occasion. Back to Matt Francis. Now Comiskey can't quite get around the ball. Too much pace. Unfortunate there from Northern Ireland. Matt Francis down to Smith. Intercepted by Patrick Comiskey. Gordon. Jamie Rogan in reverse. Couldn't get the momentum shifted to keep that ball in play. And we're now in additional time. Matt Francis over to Gordon. Diagonally across to Sam Smith. But the referee blows her whistle for full time. A fantastic fixture. Commiserations to Northern Ireland, who played their part in one of the tournament's most exciting fixtures. So it's England who have secured 2 wins from their 2 fixtures today to all but set up a place in that final tomorrow. So thank you all for joining us. Northern Ireland 1, England 3. Stay with us and we will try our best to get some interviews with some of the setup of England and Northern Ireland. See you shortly.
Okay, we just finished the game, England versus Ireland. England come out winners 3-1. Marcus, how was that for you?
Game, yeah, it was a good game to play in. Obviously, come on, 1-0 down, and then went into the second half. I mean, you had to score, and luckily, John's ping one to me, and I've just tapped it in near post. And then the floodgates opened, and I think we got 3, and then I went off. And then, what was the final score?
Final score was 3-1.
Okay. Yeah, so we done well. We played some good stuff as well. First half, we just never got the goal. But yeah.
What did you think in the first half where you went 1-0 down? And you know, because you weren't playing that well, the passing wasn't as slick as it normally is. How do you come back from that? How do you sort of dig deep and make sure you can turn it around?
I was always confident that like we wouldn't get our goal and get chances. So when I come on, I was just waiting for me chance. And try and put on a plate for me, so I couldn't really miss. And then I think Ed set me up for the last one. I can't remember Ed's goal. But yeah, just good team play second half. First half, I thought we were okay. First half, but like we just weren't clinical enough. We were passing, but not really like scoring, like creating any clear cut chances. We had 1 or 2, but yeah, much better second half.
Yeah. In the first half, when Ireland were really pushing and we just didn't seem to be able to get that passing game going, I mean, what did the coaches say? I mean, at half-time, I mean, to be fair, your coach was a little bit animated. So what did he actually say to you? Well, not word for word, but how did it go?
He kind of just said, carry on doing what you're doing. But he said, like, obviously be more clinical around the far post. And yeah, play, show on the throw-in, show for the middleman a bit more. But yeah, that was pretty much it really. Just basically just said go out there and get some goals. But carry on, more importantly, carry on playing and stick to the way that like we play, like our style. Don't revert to forcing it. But yeah.
So far in the tournament, how do you think it's all going? You're playing some sides you haven't really played for a while, been non-internationals for nearly 2 years now. So what's it like actually getting back into your chair playing international football?
Yeah, it's great. Just got to be back with all the lads. And again, playing for England. But yeah, like teams like Northern Ireland, I've come on a lot. I remember in the Euros, there was like 15 or 16 or something. But they've gone so much, just in like a few years. And they made it really hard for us, that game. So yeah, it's good to see all the nations developing. Yeah.
And one last question for me. When you're not playing and representing England and not playing for West Brom, you're actually managing or coaching Greenbank. How much difference is it for you to be able to bring something back and give something back to the young players, especially at Greenbank? When, let's face it, when we first saw Greenbank, we thought they're going to go straight back down. But they're playing some bloody good football. How's that coming back, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's great. Like going to train with them every week, and you can see them improving, like week on week, and it's just it's good to see. Hopefully next year we can push on, and hopefully one day get into the Prem. But yeah, it's great. It's really rewarding to see like players and like especially the younger ones picking up what you're saying and learning off you.
I mean, there's a couple of players doing it now. Yourself, Chris, Brad Bates, all sort of managing teams. Is it something that you think the England setup like you to do? They want you to do because it makes you more involved in parity football, or is it just something personally for you?
No, it's just something personal. I mean, that's where I'm from, Liverpool. I've been going to Greenbank since I was 6, so like I was always involved in it. So yeah, that just kind of happened. It wasn't nothing to do with England, but yeah.
Okay, Marcus. Well, thank you very much. I will let you carry on with your after game talk with your team, and I hope to catch you later on.
Thanks, Brian. Nice one.
Yes. Yeah. We're meant to be getting Michael Hillenden in a second. I'll just go and chase him up and see where he is, and I'll get back to you ASAP. So here we have Scott Millinder with me now from the Ireland captain. So Scott, how was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was in the script that first half. No, we knew it was going to be a difficult game. Obviously, we knew the quality England have. I think you only have to look at the programme notes to know what our opinions on England are. I think a lot of our players are, look up the England players as things to strive towards in the game. We knew it was going to be a difficult game defending. It was definitely difficult first half, and it was a lot of defending. We got a bit fortunate with a stray pass from England, and when you get yourself in front, you wanna hold on. And then unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. But I think we can be proud. I think if you look at our result against England in Finland in 2019, the difference and the improvement of the squad, it's something to be proud of. Just look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I've just had Marcus previously in saying about the last game and the difference of quality they're playing against. I mean, he said it's chalk and cheese from where you were then to where you are now. I mean, a lot of your passes more intricate. Your defending was superb. Right down from the keeper right through to your centre forward, all on the case today. I mean, that must make you feel really good.
Yeah. Obviously, the best way you learn at times is taking beatings, and unfortunately we did that a couple of years ago. But as you say, you learn from that. You learn from your mistakes, and you try and improve in training. And we've prepared hard for this tournament, and it was just good to sort of get although we lost, an improved result against such a good side.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt England are a good side, but to be fair, watched you train earlier as well. I mean, you are really getting together. You are playing as a proper unit now.
Yeah, I think at times it's down to belief, and obviously nerves kick in. I think nerves kicked in the first half of the first game, couple of sloppy goals from our perspective, but obviously at this level, Scotland are a good team, and they took those chances. And then we just had to dust ourselves down and remind ourselves everything we put into getting here, and it was good to sort of put that into action in the second game.
Well, Scott, you got one more game to go. What's your prediction for your last game for today?
I'm not into making predictions, but if we play like that, we'll have a good chance of getting a good result.
Scott, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck in the rest of the games.
Thanks for having me on.